Hi, everyone, live from San Francisco. This is the Khalistan Referendum vote here from San Francisco Civic Center. I'm Robbie Kapoor with Diya TV's coverage of this event. And the reason we're here today is it's a very significant turnout that has come to the heart of San Francisco across from City Hall. City Hall's here in the backdrop. You can take a look. And just last night, it was lit up with the colors of the Indian flag to celebrate the 75th Republic Day. But right across the street, set up last night and here today, is what is being called the Khalistan Referendum vote. And there are literal thousands of people in line to come here for the vote. We did talk to one of the organizers of one of these badges here, and we asked to see if we could go inside, and it seems like they don't want us to go in. They're saying that they want to keep the vote private. So we did try to get access. We will try to talk to folks in the crowd. This is kind of live action here. We're going to just get a sense of what's going on. So it's going to be kind of a stream of consciousness, if you'll say, because we don't know what's going to take place. It's going to be raw, directly here from San Francisco. So we're going to walk around here and take a look. As we were driving here to San Francisco today, we did see, obviously, many cars with Khalistan flags and posters in reference to this event. And this is the main hub. We got the chance to check out a little bit last night. The main hub where the voting is taking place. And so you have folks that are around this civic center. They're organized through these barricades. And they end up here in what is being called the voter registration area, the voting center right here. And so you have, we see QR codes leading to, looks like WhatsApp groups. It's a fairly organized group. What we've been told is that thousands of people have been bussed in from around California. When I came last night to take a look at the early details, there were people who said they came in from Bellingham, Washington. So there are people from around the West Coast and potentially around the country that are here for this vote. So we're going to try to capture as best we can. There are families with children here. There are young people. There are people really of all ages. And I've been told many Gurdwaras are participating throughout the state of California. I'd love to talk to some organizers, but obviously, the media has been quarantined largely to one side, and so we're going to kind of free flow and walk around the crowd and see who we can run into and find out more about this initiative. Now, of course, if you've been following this Khalistan referendum movement, this is not the first one that is being held. They've had a few of them around the world, namely in Canada, but you've had other parts of the world taking part. Obviously, the Sikh community, the Punjabi community globally is quite large. But we have people here that have come in specifically to San Francisco to mark this occasion. Obviously, it's a significant weekend, being on Republic Day, and the symbolism that we've been told is after this vote takes place, they hope to use this to spur on additional action in Punjab, India itself. And so we'll see if that comes to pass. Obviously, this is a real sticking point when it comes to U.S.-India relations. For those of you that follow geopolitics, this Khalistan issue has become something very significant. In the past, Kashmir was largely the big kind of wedge issue between the United States, India, Pakistan. But Kashmir, in light of the change in the constitution of India, that is probably now kind of a second-tier issue versus Khalistan, given the fact that the contributions of the Sikh community within India and globally are immense. And obviously, the current government in India, led by Prime Minister Modi, they have made many initiatives that I've seen firsthand, especially here in San Francisco, to make sure the Sikh community feels ingratiated and welcomed. But obviously, there's a great number of people here that don't like what has happened in the past, harkening back to obviously terrible communal violence in 1984. And even before that, there's been so much pain and violence that so many people have had to experience in India, throughout really much of South Asia, historically, and Punjabis, Sikhs, Hindus, Muslims, so many communities have been affected. And so that's why we have really such a large diaspora, the expats from around the world. folks that have had to leave the United States, folks that have left, folks that have left India for the United States, for Canada, for all of these different countries, so they can express their viewpoints. So we're going to take a look, and hopefully we'll talk to folks. I see some so-called members of the media taking videos of us now. So obviously you put yourself out there, but we're here to try to find out exactly what's going on. Hopefully some of the folks involved will talk to us. If not, it's okay. We understand. I mean, again, the dynamic is a challenging one, right? A lot of these folks are here, not fully getting the full sense of all the different dynamics, that the interplay between the U.S., Canada, India, but we have a lot.
Check, check.
I have my app up. Are you done? I'm putting take a look. Are we back live here? All right. We are back here in San Francisco. There is a Khalistan Referendum vote. We're just standing outside the main voting booth where we've had really thousands of people from around the state of California and beyond that have come here to take part in this, what has been called the Khalistan Referendum. Let's see if we can talk to some of the folks here. Lakbir Singh, can we talk to you real quick about initiative today? How was this organized? Who's involved? And why are you all here?
Well, our referendum, we want our separate country. We want to be independence. So our sovereign state, Khalistan. So that's we are over here today, and we're doing a referendum all over the world where the Sikh is living.
Who organizing this campaign? It's obviously a very well-organized effort.
This is a Punjab Referendum Commission. Punjab Referendum Commission, they call PCR. So Sikh for Justice is the main who's hired the Punjab Referendum Commission. So Punjab Referendum Commission is advise to a Sikh community to how I can get our own country. So that's we are voting for it too, because India is killing us, and a lot of they have more than 500,000 people they killed in 1947. 1947, and we lost a lot of lives, and we lost a lot of properties, and nobody's listening over there. And we are a lot of my brothers, sisters in jail, and more than 30 years, and they are already over to whatever they get the justice to their punishment. They already double time there, but inside the jail.
But 1947, that was a very severe partition led by the British, and India got carved into three. So are you saying that the Indian government went after the Sikh community? Because obviously there was many millions of people affected, Sikhs,
No.
Muslims, Hindus,
No,
Buddhists.
not a Muslim. Not a Muslim. That's totally is misinformation.
So you're saying Muslims weren't killed, just Sikhs?
No, who is the responsible? Indian government have army. Indian government have a police. He's responsible to save the Sikh people there, because they are going to transfer to the other. Their responsibility to save the Sikh people. But how come they're not army there? 500,000 people is died there. Who is responsible? That's the Indian government, not a Muslim.
But this was 75 years ago. So how do you get justice today for that?
That's not a justice. We want a separate country. That's because we 500,000 died that time. Then 1984, they put on the tank and army on our religious place, and they kill there with the tanks, with the airplanes. They attack on us. Any country attack on the people's their citizen too with the army. That's when we want our separate country. Then they kill in New Delhi. New Delhi, when the president, we punish the the Prime Minister because he attacked on our Gurdwara, but then they killed us thousands everywhere in the country. But then when his son Rajiv Gandhi, same thing happened, and the Telugu peoples killed him with a bomb, but nobody killed the Telugu peoples. Why the discrimination with us? Why they killing us?
So what can be done? Can you guys talk diplomatically with the Indian government and try to settle this?
We did try to everything. We did try to start 1978. We did try to 1966. In 1978, we want to be a own rights, separate state. We want to be more rights to at least human rights is not ignore it. So, but when we start peacefully, they don't listen it. Then they start with army to attack us. They start to killing us. So that's the reason we after that, our peoples who's here, the mostly peoples, the families, they have asylum because the Indian governments grab them, put them in jail, so the people's leave from there. That's the reason we are migrate here.
So you're saying this continue to happen now, you're saying?
Still is happening. Still is happening. Our sister or brothers who raise the voice over there, they put on the different laws, they put on a strict law and just put on the jail. We don't have a freedom there. Either not, I'm doing the show on the YouTube, and they pick my brother, NIA, because they want to stop my voice. They said he cannot voice out a part of the community. So that's the reason we want a separate country.
How is this possible, knowing that the majority of Punjab is now in modern-day Pakistan, and obviously India has roughly about half as well? How do you bring Punjab together, knowing that India and Pakistan are both nuclear powers?
That's not a matter. It's not a matter who has nuclear power, who is not. We're doing a referendum. We're going to file the United Nations case. We want our own country. We want a force to the government to make a referendum in Punjab. We want to separate our own country. That's no matter who have nuclear power or who. We want to be between that state. So Pakistan and India both have a problem each other's. They did a war 2 times. They can war 3rd time too. But who going to die? Who going to die? People's Punjab. So we want to be a middle, the state, own buffer state. So they're going both separate. So they not attack each other. So we don't want to be the whole area. We want to save the area, whole peoples. We are fighting either Hindus. A lot of Hindus live in Punjab. We are fighting for them too.
But also you have to remember, there was no such thing as India or Punjab. So as Punjab, we know within Indian Union or in Pakistan, maps have never stayed the same. When the British left in 1947, most of the Punjab that is basically we are fighting for today, until 1948, we had our own army, own police, own judges. So there's a confusion about what is India, what is Punjab. So you have to understand, it's not as we know it in the past. Till 1947, when the British left, we had our own army that fought with the British independently. So when you say India, Pakistan, or majority, you have to understand, when you look at the maps before 1947, the maps that say independent 6 states with independent police, with independent embassies. The London embassy, the Washington DC embassy was a Sikh embassy. So the biggest problem we are facing is not only misinformation, the disinformation campaign. So basically, this is our one of the guidelines. If we want to be independent, we are not only fighting to be independent. We were not able to tell our story.
This is one of the challenges we have, is that we're not being allowed to talk to we love to talk to the organizers and the people that are running this operation, so we get a sense of what's really going on here. Because for those of us, again, we live in the United States, less than 2% of people are Indian Americans or South Asians overall. So there's a very small, most people don't understand what's going on.
Now you said Indian American, right? So recently we just got, we were running a campaign for the last 10 years by United Sikhs, where we don't get counted as Indians. Immigration law, as a Sikh, we get asylum. If you're Indian, you don't get asylum. So recently we were able to get counted as Sikhs, American Sikhs, not Americans. So this is a campaign that we've been fighting for. This is the only peaceful way that our people were waiting for. You can see the crowd today. Since about 8ish today, the line been growing non-stop. So basically, I don't know if you have.
We're trying to just follow all this.
We're doing it legally to our using our exercise our right, the fundamental rights. Who gave us United Nations Chapter 1 gave us a fundamental right. Who community have the genocide? They have their own different language, different religions. So that's we have, and also we ruled. So we have all right to by the United Nations law, Chapter 1. So that's we using our exercise to our
For
law.
those of us that live in the U.S., though, I mean, let me ask you this: Native Americans lost their land here, right? So how is this any different than, I mean, the Native Americans protesting? Is the American give Native Americans?
The American give everybody. Texas State one time tried to. They did a petitioner. They have a right to any state can. You know Texas State. Texas State have only they have by written constitution to any time they can close the border to go the separate. But Indian governments is have to be listening to the people voice, but they're not listening. Don't compare with America. Don't compare. They given us a freedom over here.
I mean, we're doing this in America. That's why we're talking about America.
Okay, listen. You're from Hindu. I know it. I can say.
I'm Punjabi, and I have Sikhs and Hindus in my family. No, I'm 100% Punjabi. I'm 100% Punjabi.
Yes. You can see how many Sikhs here. They're not a discrimination you. They talk to you. They don't say you anything. But if we go in your country in Hindustan, I can say
I'm an American, so I'm with respect.
Okay. If you go right now in Hindustan, when you see a Hindu mob like that, I can call mob not a congregation, and they can kill anybody, and they are killing their either Muslim and Sikh and Christian. Go look at the videos all every day. Thank you very much.
I've been in India recently. Okay. I will say that again. That's why we're here to talk to folks. They're obviously impassioned. I will say I've just been in India recently, and granted, I go to nice events. And, you're talking about public officials, so there's a lot of security. But I don't think I have not seen a lot of the stuff up front. But there's no question there's been significant violence in South Asia over many years. So this is not a new issue. This is part of the reason we want to talk about it. This is a very significant crowd here. I mean, we're talking about thousands of people that have gathered here on a Sunday from around the state, and as we talked to earlier to this couple that have been sitting here waiting for their chance to vote right over here 4 or 5 hours waiting, and the crowd is continuing to get larger. Let's go, we'll walk around here and talk to some more folks here as they get close to the line. And again, this is part of the reason you want to come here and do kind of raw live coverage, because you've got to hear what people have to say. And I think part of the challenge we have is we're not talking to one another. We have this case in governments, even here in the United States, right? We have kind of a left and right divide, and then some of these folks don't want to even negotiate through issues. And this is obviously a very serious issue for the Sikh community here in the United States and beyond. And, having gone to different Indian government-related events, this is a topic of interest, right? The Indian government would like to see some kind of solution, but how you get to a solution is very challenging, because there are deeds going back hundreds of years. But we're taking a look at the very front of the line. Why don't we walk around and get a bigger perspective here, because we are right across from San Francisco City Hall. We can take a look. They have signs all across this courtyard here, which is known for having all kinds of festivals and protests here historically. This is this very large Punjab independence referendum poster here, where folks are coming here with their flags and taking selfies here. And we see some images. If hopefully you can see as we float around here some of what they're looking to accomplish. Again, this state of Khalistan, they're looking to capture a lot of this kind of North India region, which extends down towards New Delhi. So we're talking about modern day India that extends, to the Pakistan border, and then into parts of northern India. So it's a pretty extensive region that they're looking to recapture. And of course, the significant question, which I still don't think has been addressed, is how does that get accomplished? Certainly, India, being the fifth largest GDP in the world now, is unlikely to concede any territory. I certainly have not seen America concede any territory as the biggest, most powerful nation in the world. So I think that's, the disconnect. But I certainly think, it's wonderful to see people have freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. It's a very challenging issue as we'll walk here, and let's see if we can talk to some more folks about what brought them out here. And I think the gentleman we just talked to brought up a very interesting point, is that the use of asylum by many Punjabis in recent years has been significant. And so there are legal initiatives here in the United States to help folks who are having challenges in their homeland. It's not just obviously limited to the India region, but it's certainly one where folks from around the world used asylum to get relocated into the United States. And so we've seen videos, obviously, in recent months with the southern border here in the United States, of many Indians, many Punjabis crossing the border, seeking asylum. And I think that's a very interesting point at how Sikhs are being classified in the U.S. Census as basically a different constituency. They're not being considered, Indian Americans or Pakistani Americans. They're being considered as Sikh Americans. And then moreover, and I think I wish we could get some more detail. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you have something in the comments, you can chime in. The asylum process, I think, is very interesting. Are Sikhs being considered ahead of other people in terms of the asylum queue? That is, I think, a fascinating aspect of this, because again, you're talking about the U.S.-India dynamic, which has really improved dramatically in recent years. The U.S. and India were not this chummy as they are today, but this is a certain issue that has both nations having dialogue on a regular basis. Let's take a look at the sights and sounds here. We have some folks on loudspeakers, so our audio quality might not be as great as we'd like it to be, but we certainly want to be here to capture the images raw here from San Francisco Civic Center.
जोर ना लेना मित्रों ने लेना 80 साल जोर ना लेना ना जोर नहीं लवांगे बाबा जी लेना बापू के कहने से हाँ एक जोर ना लेंगे परवाह ना कर बुजुर्ग कोई परवाह नहीं करती बस बाबू तो मैं नहीं करता बाजा ना थापड़ा ना सारी परवाह ही नहीं है बाबा गंगा गंगा बाबा बाबा गंगा नहीं परवाह करती और तुम दो जने ही ये होते रखे है किसे ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਭੱਜਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਤੋਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਆ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਬਸ ਬੱਕਰੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨੱਠਦੇ ਮੋੜੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਾਓ ਹਾਂ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿਣ ਦੇ ਕਰਨੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਕਹਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡੀਜੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਵੀਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੇਕਰਸਵਿਲ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਆ ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧ ਆ ਉਹ ਡੀਜੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਵੀਰ ਵੇਕਰਸਵਿਲ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਮੇਰੀਆਂ ਮਾਤਾਵਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਭਰਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਅੱਜ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਵੋਟ ਰੈਫਰੈਂਡਮ ਦੀ ਵੋਟ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸੋ ਕਾਫਲਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਸੀ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਹੈ ਦਲੇਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਗਿੱਦੜਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੱਬਰ ਜੰਗਲ ਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਬਈ ਜੰਗਲ ਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਬਈ ਗਿੱਦੜਾਂ ਦੀ ਟੋਲੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਲਵੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਘੇਰ ਬਈ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਖੜਦਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅੜ ਜਾਏ ਸਿੰਘ ਐਵੇਂ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਇਜ਼ ਅੱਜ ਦਸਤਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਸਨ ਫਰਾਂਸਿਸਕੋ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਆ ਇਹ ਬੀਜੀ ਸਿਟੀ ਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਪਰੰਪਰਾ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਭਾਈ ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਨਿੱਜਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਗਤੇ ਜਿਗਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਮੂਰਤੀ ਕਹਿ ਲਈਏ ਭਾਈ ਭੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਕੋਠੀ ਜੋ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਉਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਸਕੱਤਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਭਾਈ ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਨਿੱਜਰ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਬਲ ਦੇ ਦੀਵੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣਾ ਦਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਉਸ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਸ ਭਾਈ ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਨਿੱਜਰ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਪਚੰਗੀ ਪਚੰਗਣਾ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਦਾ ਜਾਮ ਪੀਤਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਤਿਕਾਰਯੋਗ ਬਾਬਾ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਬੇਅੰਤ ਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਦਾ ਜਾਮ ਪੀ ਗਿਆ ਆ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕੁ ਖੜੇ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਹਾਨ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰਣਾਮ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਨ ਧਰਮ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਦਾ ਸੁਬਹ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਨ ਧਰਮ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਰੀ ਸੋ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਮੋੜਨੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਮੋੜਨੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਧਰਮ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਿਰ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਲਈਆਂ ਮੁੱਲ ਵਿਕਦੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਸਰਦਾਰੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਪਿੱਠ ਤੇ ਟੇਕਾਂ ਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਜ਼ਤਾਂ ਬਚਾਈਆਂ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਦੱਸੇ ਜੋਇਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਨਾਨੀਆਂ ਹਾਰੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੇਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੁੱਤ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੇਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੁੱਤ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਹਾਂ ਕੁੱਤਿਆਂ ਬਿੱਲੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਚਾਰੀਆਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਈ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ 12 ਵੱਜ ਗਏ ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੇ 12 ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੱਜੇ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੇ 12 ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾ ਨਾਦਰ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀਆਂ ਧੀਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਪਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਰਾਜ ਆਇਆ ਆ ਜਾਊ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸ਼ਿਵਦਵਾਲੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮਸੀਤਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸਾਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਗਰਜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਨੂੰ ਅਵਲ ਅੱਲਾਹ ਨੂਰ ਪਾਇਆ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਕੇ ਸਭ ਇੱਕ ਨੂਰ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਕੋ ਵਜਾ ਕੌਣ ਭਲੇ ਕਰ ਮੰਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਧੀਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦਾ ਛਕਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਦੇ ਭੁੱਖੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੇ ਆਏ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਭਾਈ ਤਾਰੂ ਸਿੰਘ ਵਰਗੇ ਯੋਧਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਵਰਗਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਧੀਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦਾ ਪਰਾਂ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦਾ ਪਰਾਂ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦਾ ਛਕ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਵੇਖੀ ਜਾਊ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਆਏ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਫਰਿਆਦ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜ਼ਾਲਮ ਆਏ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਫਰਿਆਦ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੁਗਲਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਰਬਾਦ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੋਟੀਆਂ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਗੋਟੀਆਂ ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੱਜੇ ਰਾਤ ਦੇ 12 ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੱਢੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਤਲਵਾਰਾਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਛਡਾ ਲੈ ਜ਼ਾਲਮਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਸੀ ਰਾਤ ਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਸੀ ਰਾਤ ਦੇ 12 ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਾ ਭਾਈ ਜਗਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਹਵਾਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਪੇਸ਼ੀ ਭੁਗਤਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ 11 ਤਰੀਕ 11ਵਾਂ ਸਾਲ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਪੱਗ ਲਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ ਕਾਰਨਾਮਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਪ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਪਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਆਓ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਡੀਸੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗਟਨ ਐਮਸਫੋਰਡ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਤੋਂ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਭਾਈ ਭਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਟੂਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ 2 ਮਿੰਟ ਆ ਲਓ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਦਾਸ ਦਾ ਸੋਕਰ ਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਬੱਚਾ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਜਿੰਦਾਬਾਦ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਜਿੰਦਾਬਾਦ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਜਿੰਦਾਬਾਦ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ
All right, we're getting a look around the perimeter of this Khalistan referendum vote. You can see that there are a lot of folks.
ਇੱਕ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆ ਸਾਥੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਖੜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੰਪਰ ਕੇਬਲ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ
These barricades.
ਸੋ ਅਗਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਗੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਖੜੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਜੰਪਰ ਕੇਬਲ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਪ੍ਰਮਾਣ ਕਰਿਓ ਆਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਤੋਂ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਸਰ ਆਏ ਆ ਉਹ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਬੋਲਣਗੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਰਾਜ ਬਿਨਾ
ਦਲੇ ਮਲੇ ਹੈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਵੀਰੋ ਇਹ ਲੜਾਈ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਡੀ ਚਲਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਲੜਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਚਲਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਲੜਾਈ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਬਾਬਰ ਬਾਦਸ਼ਾਹ ਨਾਲ ਲੜੀ ਸੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਬਰ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਤੋਂ
All right, so we are, again, going to cruise around here at the Civic Center of San Francisco. And we do have some people that are unconnected to this event that are just walking through. So it is a public venue. But we'll walk through here on Sunday afternoon in San Francisco, which is interesting because there is a football game a little bit later that a lot of people will be paying attention to. But in the meantime, we have thousands of people here for the Khalistan referendum vote. We're just trying to get you a sense of the line here. You can see these barricades set up here. These are police barricades, and this is here to kind of route people between the base here to the actual voting booth. And we see some paraphernalia here in Punjabi, where people are talking about memories from the summer of 1984. And again, we're talking about 40 years after what was certainly a tragic scenario in India. And again, part of this effort is to tell a broader community about this initiative to create Khalistan, which again will take, it's hard to imagine how that would take place given the fact that we're talking about land that is currently held by India and Pakistan. But certainly these folks here are quite motivated here. And you see some of the symbolism, some of the images here from the posters. If you've been following this story, you know, Sikhs for Justice, led by Guruprat Singh Pannu, have been putting out kind of similar posters for really a few years now. You can see they have this effort here with Khalistan. They have a Punjab independence referendum. They show India with weapons, and again, this is kind of the vernacular that Pannu uses. You know, that they are using the pen rather than the gun. But of course, you know, for those of us that have some history about some of the Khalistan movement, obviously there was this horrific tragedy that took place in 1985 in Canada, the most significant aviation terrorism activity outside of 9/11. It took place in Canada. That killed hundreds of people, many of whom were Canadian, in fact. And so there has been violence associated, and so it's a very serious situation. This is part of the reason, honestly, that the media doesn't cover this, because it is so tragic, so layered. The emotions are running very deep. If you talk to Indian nationals of all stripes, whether they're Punjabis or of other groups, they're quite impassioned about India being now a free country for more than 75 years and growing rapidly. It's hard to imagine a Khalistan state being formed, especially out of the Indian side of the border. And Pakistan, while it might be struggling in some ways economically, it is still a very large, significant population with hundreds of millions of people, and they're a nuclear power as well as India. So it's, that I think that is the one aspect here when you talk about a Khalistan initiative. But I guess this is largely for Western consumption, for folks at the United Nations to take a look, and I think this is where the political interplay is going to be important. I think the U.S. State Department, certainly has a role to play if asylum is being granted on the basis of someone being sick, if they have a different elevation in that asylum process versus people from other nations. I think that's a very interesting topic that we'll have to pursue in the months to come as immigration becomes a very significant topic for so many people with this 2024 election. Now, we've seen people bust in from all over the state, really all over the West Coast, as far as I know. But there are also people who have driven here. And let's see if we can get through. I mean, this is, I don't know if we can take a look up high at how deep this goes. So you have this layer of people looking to vote, and then you have folks out here holding posters. You have trucks. And in fact, it looks like there's like a farmer's market across the street. So it's, very vibrant, beyond, it's kind of a normal Sunday in San Francisco. A lot of things going on, coexisting in the middle of this. But challenging to navigate this all. Let's see if we can maybe go around the back here and maybe go loop around again. Maybe let's talk. How long have you guys been walking out here to vote?
Sorry?
How long have you been here in line?
It's 1 hour.
1 hour?
Yeah.
Where'd you come in?
Sacramento, California.
And what brought you here today? Why are you out here?
We need freedom
Freedom from?
from the Indian government. We are sick. We are not free. It's just called India is the freedom country, but not for the sick. I'm sorry, I can't speak. Our elders has been tortured. It's just called, it's a free country. It's not a free country for sick. And we need a freedom. That's why we are here.
How does that happen without more violence? Like, that's really the big issue, right? We don't want to see anyone get hurt. There's been so much violence in that region for hundreds of years, thousands of years. So how do we, have folks communicate without violence to come to some kind of accord?
This is not violence. That's without violence.
Well, I mean, we're in America. I'm talking about, India, and if you're asking for a Khalistan state within what is the Indian border, that, pretty unlikely given the fact that India wants to keep their territory, I would imagine. So how do you accomplish your goals in a manner where we don't have more harm done to people?
India is not just going to be Khalistan, but we just need a state for us. So where we will feel secure and free. Yeah. We just want our state. We don't want a whole country to be Khalistan. We respect all religion. We just need our freedom. That's all.
But are you happy here in the United States, or would you want to go back?
Very happy. We love here. We feel safe here. That's why we all come here, because over there, you don't know when you will be killed. If you are sick, if you speak for Khalistan, you never know when you will be killed. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Khalistan Jindabad! Khalistan Jindabad!
Well, this is part of the voices in the crowd we're trying to capture, right? I mean, these are folks that have deep knowledge of things that have happened to their family and friends, and a lot of stories don't get out, right? And this is part of the reason we wanted to come here and talk to folks. And again, if you're out here voting, in all likelihood, you have a very strong perspective on the issue. Obviously, I talked to so many people on different sides of the aisle who have different perspectives, and certainly there's a lot of folks who are not pleased by this gathering, but you can see this is not a small group of people. And you can see, I can see some of these gentlemen have come in from the Sikh Gurdwara in Stockton, California. That young lady was from Sacramento. We know there are people here from Bakersfield. I ran into some guys yesterday from Bellingham, Washington. So there are people up and down the state that are out here in significant numbers here. As we take a look here in the backdrop of San Francisco City Hall, which is a beautiful venue. Just across the street at the War Memorial on Van Ness, there was an Indian consulate event to celebrate Republic Day with members of the San Francisco city and county government on hand, and they had lit up this building you're looking at in the Indian national colors. But meanwhile, you see all these Khalistan flags here in the distance here, and these folks are looking for a separate nation. And so this is certainly, I think, amongst the most divisive issues that we've encountered, and this is not a new phenomenon, right? We're talking about now, hundreds of thousands of Sikhs in the United States, but Sikhs have been in the United States for more than 100 years. But this Khalistan movement is not a new phenomenon. This has been going on really from the 70s into the 80s, and there's been a lot of tragedy behind this as well. And this is part of the issue is how do you come to some kind of mechanism for peace, knowing that if there are thousands of people out here with this perspective, it's going to be very challenging to express different viewpoints and to come to some kind of consensus. But that's part of the reason we're here. Can we have folks that are interested in dialogue and some kind of mechanism to get to peace? But certainly it's a wedge issue. India is about to have a major election. Prime Minister Modi's won 2 terms and has a very strong opportunity of winning a 3rd term. President Biden and President Trump have different perspectives, as I'm sure all of you well know. That election set here for the fall will also be based largely in immigration. As we've talked to some folks here, the asylum issue is a significant one, and the Sikh community, certainly there are channels for Sikhs from India to come to the United States through an asylum route. So I think that's an interesting topic for us to pursue in the future, to see to see that. And as the gentleman mentioned before, the census does now have just a Sikh designation rather than strictly South Asian or Indian American or Pakistani American. We can take a look here. This line now is extended. If you can see here beyond the courtyard, the line is now kind of looped around. Now, when we got here last night, I had a gentleman tell me that they expected 50,000 to 75,000 people. I don't think that's the case. But I did hear also, 5 to 10,000, maybe 30,000. It's hard for me to gauge exactly. I don't think there are 50,000 people here. There are certainly thousands of people here. Would 3 to 5,000 sound right? I think that would be the ballpark, but there might be more. I mean, there are a lot of folks that are still coming in here. And as you can see, there are, different TV channels here set up with their coverage and their perspective on this.
ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਕੌਮ ਇਹ ਮਰਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੌਮ ਆ ਇਸ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਦੋ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਤੁਰੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਸਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਈ
You can see I was referencing this map earlier. This is actually a better image if we can get a closer visual of that. This poster up there, you can see the map of what will be considered, what they would like to consider as Khalistan. You can see it consists of modern day Himachal Pradesh, modern day Punjab, and it extends into the Delhi region and down towards and around Rajasthan. So we're talking about a serious amount of land. Interestingly, you see that kind of where the line is, that is the other side is Pakistan. This map has no Pakistan ask, and obviously we know that there is an enormous Punjabi part of Pakistan, right? About half of the previous version of Pakistan, those borders are on the Pakistani side of the border. And so I think that's when you get into different theories, and some of it might be accurate, right? It's hard for us to gauge short of talking to intelligence and intelligence officials and diplomats about, why is the focus targeted on India? Some people are okay, well, in light of what happened in 1984, that many Sikhs believe a genocide took place, that in the Indian government caused direct harm to the Sikh community, and that hasn't happened in Pakistan. Of course, meanwhile, we do know that Sikhs have been persecuted in Afghanistan and in Pakistan, the numbers of which, I'm not sure if we actually have a true account of all the folks that have had challenges here, over the years. But I think this is why we wanted to come out here and show this, because it is emotional. You have people that are largely first-generation immigrants into the United States that have some context, right? They have viewpoints, and the reality is that I think as one of the gentlemen we talked to earlier alluded to, if you do speak out about Khalistan, there's a very real there is the reality that it could affect your family and friends, your associates, back home or wherever they happen to be, right? And so this is like such a point of contention between the U.S., India, and Canada. I think, again, when I've talked to Indian officials over the years, I think they have no issue with freedom of speech. Certainly in America, folks can express their viewpoints, but I do think, I think one of the challenges becomes if you speak out towards seceding from that union and towards having a separate nation, that turns into a different conversation. And it's really, I think, tantamount to the United States with people who build initiatives that could be against the American government. Obviously, folks, the government officials do know the players that may lead those initiatives. Let's walk around here, back towards the front here. This is and back here, the front of this voting center, where folks are coming here to do a vote, and I'd be very curious to know if someone has voted. Hey, sir, have you had a chance to vote yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm going to be busy.
You're too busy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I think I'd love to talk to someone who's actually voted. Maybe we should see if we can. Yes.
What happened to the one you said there was a fire in San Francisco done by the Khalistanis? Was it real?
You did, yeah. Actually, the FBI is investigating in both the San Francisco.
Where's the witness? There was no fire. It was on the TV and even on the Twitter.
There was no fire. Are you saying the San Francisco Police and Fire Department made that story up?
I don't know. It was you guys. Diya TV was.
Yes, you're right. We did break that story, but it wasn't just us. Many other media outlets reported the fire.
Just you guys.
There was nobody else that reported that fire?
Just you guys made up that story.
Why would we make up the story?
Because that's what you guys do.
You don't even know who we are.
Yeah, that's what you guys do.
What's your name, sir?
For your Indian state, that's what you guys do.
I'm not Indian. I'm an American. How about you?
But you work for an Indian state.
No, I don't. Show me. How do I work for the Indian state? I'm an American.
From your news.
No, he's making a direct accusation about my journalistic integrity. If you're going to talk to me, I'm asking you, do you have evidence? No, do you have evidence of us working for the Indian?
Do you have any witness where the FBI's report? Where's the FBI?
I don't work for the FBI. Why don't you call up the FBI?
Why did you put on the news?
We put on the news Did you know? Did you know there are 10 men that are? Wait. Do you know how many? Okay.
But you didn't follow up.
Okay. So what are you talking about? I have to wait. I don't work for the FBI.
You never followed up.
See, unlike you, I'm willing to talk to you live on camera. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know when was the first attack on the consulate? What date was? Do you know when that was? March. And that was a very. I'm talking about the July as well.
Yeah.
And guess what? We were not the first outlet that reported that. That was put out on social media by the perpetrators. No, I did not put it out first. There were other people that actually put out these images.
There's FBI as a report. Did you follow up with that?
The FBI, we've contacted the FBI, we've contacted San Francisco police.
So
Of course we have.
Anything from FBI?
They have not told. Yeah.
Yeah, because you work for an Indian state. That's why.
Okay, sir, your critical thinking skills need some help. What's your name and where are you from?
Don't worry, I don't want to give you anything.
This man is not making any sense. Why would we be working for anybody else? We literally are trying to get facts.
It's okay. You can keep carry on with the public. So I think don't get in.
Again, if you're going to make accusations, we'll put you on camera. You can talk to me right now. Talk to me. But no,
Give FBI report. Give us the FBI report.
dude, I don't work for the FBI. I don't work for the FBI. If they release it, we'll report it.
What, you're a journalist?
Did you know there are 10? Wait. You know what's been released? Wait.
You put the
Wait.
fake news.
Okay.
You put the fake news.
Okay.
You claim the Khalistanis done that.
Okay. You sound unintelligent. Did you? I'm not provoking. He came after us. It's all on video. It's live. Now let me tell you what happened. There are 10 men that are persons of interest in the first attack on the consulate. I'm not provoking anybody, sir. I'm literally talking. I've been talking. He came at me. It's all there on camera. See, this is the issue. Why nobody wants to cover this issue is that they're afraid of being confronted.
You will correct report. No one will ask you any question. If you will fake news, you will news.
How are we fake news when all we did was report what San Francisco police and fire and the FBI have reported? And the Indian government have all said this.
What's your question?
I didn't have any question. This guy came at me and made allegations that were false. All I was saying is there are 10 men that are persons of interest in the March attack on the consulate. The July suspects have not been released yet. When they release it, we'll report it. I have not seen it yet. If someone has seen it, please ping us and let us know. We have not seen the suspect yet.
Those people going to be over here?
Who?
Those people, interest of, the 10 people? What are you looking for?
I'm not looking for anybody. We're here to talk. Yes.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲਓ. No, I know you can, because most of the public here they are Punjabi people, right? It's better if you go to anybody, like you're a journalist who can speak Punjabi, I think better bring him, right?
I understand a lot of Punjabi, so I don't.
Yeah, then try to get them in Punjabi.
They can speak English. But we're not in Punjab. We're in San Francisco. This is my hometown. Speak in English and have a dialogue.
That's fine. I'm not saying.
Okay, so you're telling me so those interest of people, 10 people is going to be here?
No, I'm not. I'm not looking for them.
So why are you asking those questions?
I did not ask that question. I was clearing for that gentleman. Again, no. I was clarifying for that gentleman that they've only released 10 persons of interest in March. The July attack, we have no idea who the suspects are.
Okay, one thing I want to tell you, right? They're asking you about the Indian High Commission or whatever, right?
But they're asking the wrong question at the wrong time.
But you should ask them,
Yeah.
right, what they're doing about the Pannu's case, right?
I'm not going to
And
ask
the thing
that's what they're looking for. He's looking for the media attention. So I'm not going to give up.
I'm not looking for media attention. We are the
that's
media.
why we know that. You know
I think you guys are looking for media attention, not us.
He wants to be famous.
Why would you do an initiative like this to get attention, right?
Right. Borders, right? The agencies, the international agencies, they know that what is the credibility of Indian media. I think it's.
We're not Indian media. We're American media. I literally go out with the White House press corps. We're American media. We are not. I do. I have met him.
Right.
I have met many people. I've met Donald Trump. I've met Kamala Harris. Does that mean that I'm associated with them? I've met Gavin Newsom. I've met London Breed.
Journalist beyond border, right? World's credible news agency, right? They know that what is the credibility of this media, right? On international level, on UN level, right? So I don't think so I need to explain anything because everybody, even the world, even this country know what is the credibility of Indian democracy and Indian media. So I think if you are funding somebody who is promoting
If you want, hey, listen, we can criticize Indian media. I have criticism, but I'm an American journalist. I'm not an Indian media person.
now you can see.
We're based in the United States. We have no ties to India.
You're right.
We have nothing to do with India.
Now you can
Tell you have a test.
Advertise? I talk to everybody.
What's the name of your channel?
Right here, buddy.
What's Diya TV?
Yes.
That means it's Indian channel. What's the
It's the second time. Let him go. Don't do anything. What I
Why is it propaganda.
we do not want to exchange the words with you. You're nobody. No. What do we do not want to exchange the words.
no, Indian media is
I
fake
know.
media.
I know. Do it. Do the coverage. Do
I didn't have a question. Some guy came at me and was charging. He's calling us propaganda. I don't know why. We're literally just filming this. We're not doing anything.
Nobody's using bad mouth for you. Nobody abusing you. Basically, what you're gonna do? I know. Basically, what you're gonna do? You can do all the coverage. You can grab anybody to do the interview. Because somebody walking over to
We've
you.
had some very emotional interviews already. People are telling us their stories. It's very heartbreaking, actually, what people have been through.
Recommending, don't do that. You can cover the crowd and everything. Let the Indian media know what we're doing.
We're not Indian media. Again, we're American.
I don't know who you are, right? The thing is, I want to
Don't call us propaganda when we're literally talking what you're
You
saying.
know that, right? The incident happened before too.
What incident?
Remember the last time we do the rally?
Which rally?
The car
rally, the 75 people in front of the consulate? Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I was there for that.
Right.
Yes.
So you know what happened that
we
time, right?
covered it. Yeah.
You know what happened that time, right?
What happened?
So you don't remember?
We just filmed it. That's all we did. We talked
Okay,
to you.
okay,
You guys
okay.
did
But let's
your
get it over.
Rally on the truck.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done. We are doing that for freedom. Our people got killed. That's what we're doing, and we're not stopping. This is not the first or second. We're gonna keep going till we got our freedom. Is that right? You can do that. You can do live this one. Don't do live anything like the people doesn't know. Sometimes you asking all those questions, trying to trick people. This is not gonna happen.
There's no tricking at all. We're very straightforward.
I told you. I told you.
There's no editing. This is live.
Basically, this is what it is. This is what it is, okay? And we don't want to exchange the words with you, okay? So we don't, like over here, no, wait a second. We don't want to create a scene here, right? Because somebody told me that's pretty arguing, but we do not want to create.
I mean, the guy came at us. He was calling us propaganda. You did it too. We're not.
Last time you were in the rally over there, you thought we painted the fucking the consulate, we consulate, and you were trying
Are you saying that was not? Okay. We have people who claim the consulate was not vandalized.
Try to provoke anybody.
I'm not provoking. I'm literally standing here just talking. It's a microphone. We're having an exchange, and you can stand here and talk to me all day if you want, or anybody else. We're not afraid. You can talk to me. I'm okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. No, I'm fine. Come. You can talk to me. I have no issue. We have no issue. See, it's unfortunate.
You're a journalist, but now you can see what is the credibility of this media, who you work for.
Yes.
Right. Therefore.
Hey,
now
all
you
I
can
know is that
understand.
a lot of people, you guys, the folks with your perspective saw our coverage, and I'm sorry you may not agree with what you guys are saying, but we're just literally rolling. We're live. We're live. Whatever you're saying is going out to the people, so you can say anything you want. I'm not telling you to thing. I'm not putting words in your mouth.
But you twist. You're talking about
twisting anything
on one agenda. Right,
you're working on. My only agenda is I'd like to see peace. I'd like to see no violence. I would love to see that. I would not want to see any violence at all.
Media here, right? Anybody who belongs to the mainstream media here, we are more than happy to talk to them. But I don't like to talk those people who are working on one agenda, which agenda is set by the India. So why we should interview?
We have no affiliation with the Indian government at all. None.
Who are calling us terrorists, right? Why we should talk to them?
Who has called you a terrorist?
This kind of media. We know.
I have never called you specifically
Your media call, not personally you.
Are you saying? Wait. Who calls us? Are you talking about the Sikh community? We've never called the Sikh community anything. I have six in my family.
Khalistan! 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 Who's that terrorist? Modi! Who's that terrorist? Modi! Who's that terrorist? Modi! India government!
Who killed Niger?
India government!
Who killed Niger? Who killed Niger? Who killed Niger?
India government! Who killed Khanda? India government! Who killed Khanda? Government! Who killed Khanda? India government! Who killed Panjabad? India government! Who killed Panjabad? India government! Khalistan!
So Harpreet, why are you filming us?
I don't talk with you. I don't talk
Us.
with you. I don't talk with you. I don't talk to Goti media.
I don't know about the media.
Who's a terrorist? Indian government. Who's a terrorist? Indian government.
You can see why people don't want to spend their Sundays to do this, which, frankly, I have other things to do. I'm not provoking. I'm just saying, he just called me go the media. I have no affiliation. I've never met the Prime Minister. I've never met the Prime Minister. I have no affiliation with the Indian government. We're Americans. I was born and raised right here. This is my city. That's why I'm here. If this was, somewhere else, I wouldn't be here. I'm from here. And I know the history of Cisco, and I know the history of the Sikh community in America, which is very powerful. I have deep friendships with Sikhs all over this country. So my point, and I'm Punjabi, as you know. So the point is, well, I am Punjabi. So the point is,
Why you just showing up only one side? Why not?
I'm not. What? You won't take me inside? You won't let me talk to people? Let me take me inside?
Go vote. Who's telling you?
I don't think I'm allowed to vote.
No, why not?
I'm a journalist. I'm here. I'm not in the middle of
Why are
it.
you asking to be inside?
Well, we just want to capture the video and see people vote. It's like any other election, right? It's like any other election. Will you take us in? Can you take us in?
I gotta honor my people, but
Please take us in. I'd love to see the process.
Why don't you see that? Can you cover that with the Modi and Amit Shah?
We showed the video yesterday. We were here last night showing that. That was shown last night. We've shown it. Well, see, we're unafraid to have this conversation. The difference between us and other people is we're actually here talking to you civilly about what's going on. That's all. I have no agenda. We're here to just talk to you.
we know all. We all know Indian media how they do.
I'm not Indian media. I'm an American.
What's your name? What's your name?
Diya is an American channel. We are an American channel. We serve. Listen, we run TV stations. Okay. You're from Fremont. Okay, thanks, buddy. Very, very nice. Who are you, buddy? Why are you cursing us? What is that? What is the point? What is the point?
You are most welcome as a press reporter.
ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਰਿਪੋਰਟਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਰਾਤ ਦਾ ਆਊਟਫਿਟ ਆ ਰਾਤ ਦਾ ਆਊਟਫਿਟ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਐਮਬੈਸੀ ਦੇ ਅੱਗ ਲਗਾਈ
Okay. Well, so these guys, again, part of the reason we stood here is these guys want to claim that we're propaganda, but we're not.
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਗੇਟ ਕੀਤਾ
Yeah.
ਇਹ ਭਾਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਗ ਲਾਈ ਆ ਅੱਗ ਲਾਈ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਭਾਈ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੱਗ ਲਾਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਈ ਇਹ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ
Yeah, that's sir. Can you say that in English for our crowd? Because I'd like to see the allegations you're making. Can you say that? So these guys are spreading propaganda about us, but we're just here to cover it.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਹਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਹਾ
But no, because for our audience is largely English speakers.
Okay, we are here Punjabi. You claim you are a Punjabi. You should understand that Punjabi.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the audience. Our audience is largely English speakers.
Okay, I'm not targeting any American or British. We are here.
This is here in America. This is an American.
ਬੋਲਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ
Sir,
ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਦਾ
listen, you can. ਜੋ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ
Hold the mic. You don't.
ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ hold on.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Do not touch me.
Don't touch you motherfucker girl
I'm going to
get
talk.
out motherfucker
No, I'm going to talk. Can I talk on that?
At this point, if you guys are going to be violent, that's the problem.
ਮੇਰੇ ਮਾਰੋ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ
Okay?
get out motherfucker get out
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੇਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਆਈ ਤਿਰੰਗਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਤਿਰੰਗੇ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੰਮ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ
I don't know who she is. I don't know who she
ਉੱਥੇ
is.
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ
Okay. I'm not here with her.
ਤਿਰੰਗਾ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ
I'm not here with anybody else. I'm just here. Anybody, listen, there's people with many viewpoints, Indians, all kinds of people.
ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਤਿਰੰਗੇ ਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤਿਰੰਗਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about.
ਤਿਰੰਗੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ
I don't know who you're talking about, but thank you.
get out motherfucker don't stay here get
Okay. I don't know what this guy's problem is, but we'll keep moving forward. The issue we have here is this is part of the reason why American media doesn't want to come out here, because you can't have a civil discourse. We've been trying to actually cover the issue. We've actually talked to many perspectives, people that are very passionate about this Khalistan Referendum initiative, but they want to come here and again, when you have a narrative which they're welcome to espouse, there are counter narratives. There are people who with this movement, and they have to understand that. And again, they're trying to ask for a land within a sovereign nation known as India, which is a very large country, 1.4 billion people, and there are many Punjabis that live in peace in India. Now, I know there's complications. There's complications in this country as well, but hopefully we can come to some kind of civil discourse. But this is the issue. This is why, honestly, people don't know this issue, and we do see one-sided coverage. What the allegations that some of these guys are making is accurate. There's a lot of one-sided coverage when it comes to India, when it comes to America, when it comes to Sikh issues, when it comes to Punjabi issues, and people get impassioned. And obviously there are economic motives, there's power dynamics at play. But it's fortunate that some of these guys want to instigate. We were just here trying to talk, but we'll carry on. We're except for the one guy who tried to be violent, but we're not afraid of him at all. Let's move forward here, and we'll talk to some people. We actually would love to talk to someone that's voted. Have you voted, sir? Did you vote? No?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't want to talk. Okay. Well, let's move forward. Okay.
Nobody talk this guy.
Okay. Okay. Nobody talks to this guy. Okay. What's the issue? I would like to talk to someone who's voted. Has someone voted yet? Or you voted?
I voted.
Yeah, so tell me about what on the ballot.
The ballot is a yes or no vote.
Did you vote yes?
Of course. Why you tell? It's a secret ballot. You go inside and you put the ballot in. Why are you asking?
Okay, well, we at least have a sense of what's on the ballot. They won't take us inside the voting booth, but the voting booth is back behind us. Maybe we can take an image of the voting center. There are people, thousands of people that have lined up. Anyway, so anyhow, well, we're here outside of the main hub where people are voting, and there are folks with stickers that have I voted in this referendum. It's just a simple yes and no vote, up or down, if they're voting for it. Well, I don't know what's on the ballot, right? Is it one question? Is it 10 questions? I don't know what's on the ballot. But if you're telling me this gentleman told me there was one question, I'd love to see it. I mean, I'd love to see it. I mean, we normally have covered many elections. You go inside, you see what's on the ballot, who you can vote for. That's all. But perfectly fine.
No media person allowed.
That's perfectly fine. That's fine. I respect that. We're here. We're here on the sidewalk in the public space, just like you guys.
Take your time, man. That's fine.
Yeah. We're here. We're here to just talk.
You got some food. You're gonna have food and. Appreciate it.
There's always great food.
How many people got voted in?
No, there seems like there's thousands of people, for sure. Absolutely. How are you guys? What did you? Did you get a chance to vote yet?
Khalistan! Khalistan! Khalistan!
Did you vote yet?
I'm 15. I'm 15. Khalistan! 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 Khalistan!
What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir? This guy who is threatening me. This guy here with a champion shirt. Yeah. the Gurdwara from Fremont. Okay, we see you. Well, again, this is we're just trying to talk to people. Why don't we roll here to the right as we see when let's go walk around here. Well, they put on a show for us. Sorry about that. Definitely continue to fill up here. There's a lot of folks here in line. And we did see the line loop up. Now, we did have some folks ask us to show this sign. We'll show it here in case they haven't had a chance. These people what's your name, sir? Why are you next to me? How am I bothering you? What is wrong with you, dude? Again, this is it's live, but it's fine. They've got pictures of the Foreign Minister of India, S. Jaishankar, Amit Shah, who's the Home Minister, as well as Prime Minister Modi, and Ajit Doval, who is leading defense, or he's certainly in the intelligence side of the Indian government. So they're saying they're the enemies of Sikhs. Now, again, it's hard to categorize some of the stuff we're talking about, an issue that goes back really not just decades, but certainly a plight that has been for hundreds of years to so many people. And it's not just limited to Sikhs, obviously, have been impacted, but so many folk backgrounds. But this is most people are very civil. Let's not forget that the majority of people are very civil. A lot of people have lost their minds, and that's fine. And this is actually why people don't want to come out here to cover this event. I don't really see mainstream media out here. I don't know if you've seen anybody out here. There might be some print people. This gentleman away from us? Can you keep him away from us? He has been threatening me for the last 20 minutes. Keep him away. Keep this gentleman away. Okay, I'm fine with everybody, but this guy's here threatened us. All right.
Nobody threatening you.
No, he did. I have it on film. I have it on film. He was there to make. He threatened us. Listen, I'm walking away from him. Okay, just keep him away from me. Keep him away from me. No, we're here to cover the event. Why do we have to leave? This is America. No, this is America. This is San Francisco. We're not in Punjab, America. I'm allowed to be here to talk to everybody.
Sir, you are welcome.
Yeah, we are not in India.
We're not in India. We're in America.
Yeah, we're in America.
Yes, so we're all here to talk openly.
Yes,
and you can talk and speak your mind.
No problem.
Speak your mind. Again, have you seen the persons of interest in March? Have you seen the persons of interest for these? This man just.
Why are you asking here? Why don't you ask people?
I have talked to these. We just went around. We just talked. We'll go back and talk to them. Why don't you introduce me to some people we can talk to?
We welcome all the media
Great.
who are fair enough. You guys are not fair. Know that.
Why aren't we fair?
Because you guys on the US channel that we fire on the embassy.
Are you saying Sikhs were not involved in embassy attacks?
We are not involved in that.
But what about the 10 persons of interest? How about the 10 persons of interest in March? Okay. Again, I think part of the issue a lot of people don't look at the facts. Again, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. There's actually 10 people of interest. I wish we could pull it up, and we've done the story, and we'll certainly reference it in our description for this YouTube video. But there are 10 people of interest for the March attack on the consulate here in San Francisco. The July suspects have not been released, and we're not sure when that's going to happen or if that's going to happen, because this happened under the cover of darkness. But the 10 suspects in the March attack have been released. And so, you know, these folks are, some of these people are leaping to conclusions. But certainly there was sinister business behind it. And we'll hopefully get to the bottom. When that happens, when they're actually suspects in custody, we will certainly report that. And we're not going to hide that, whether it's someone who is from this community or not. We'll certainly report it honestly and objectively. Okay. Well, we are sort of followed with people with cameras, but what are you going to do? All right. All right, why don't we walk around, talk to some more folks in the crowd. These guys trying to exacerbate things. We're not here for all that. We're here to go talk to everybody. Let's go this way. A lot of these folks, though, obviously, if you understand some Punjabi, they're using some language towards the Indian Prime Minister. You know, it's expected, you know, when you're a government official, and that's true of this country as well, your name's in the spotlight. But they did put on some entertainment for us there to, you know, to give us some audio and some visuals here. But we do want to talk to the people. We do want to talk to the people here that have come here from all over the region. Let me go this way here and talk to some folks here. Okay. It's a very significant crowd. It goes back actually layers. You can see all these people here that have been waiting in line for some time. Certainly some of the folks we talked to earlier have been waiting for 5 hours to take this, which seems, according to the one gentleman we talked to, it's kind of a one-question ballot. So it's a yes or no if they're in favor of a Khalistan nation state. We have our image here on this poster. That's another nice clean image there. This is what they're requesting, is that they're looking for this Khalistan state to be in this region. So Pakistan is not being considered, but they want to encapsulate Himachal Pradesh, Punjab proper, today in India, Haryana, and towards New Delhi. A significant region that specifying, and you can understand why many in the Indian government are very concerned about this movement. And meanwhile, this guy keeps trying to follow us. Why are you following us? Why are you following us? Indian media! Indian media! Indian media! Indian media! दिल्ली बढ़ूंगा, पंजाब बढ़ूंगा, लेकर आएंगे। What are you saying? From India? गली गली में शोर है। लेकर आएंगे। दिल्ली बढ़ूंगा, पंजाब बढ़ूंगा। I would say you have I think, an enormous crowd here. Basically, I would say the overwhelming majority seems to be men. Yes. we did see some parents here, some young families here earlier, but the crowd that's filling in now are largely men. All right.
ਮੋਦੀ ਦੇ ਕੁੱਤੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੋਚ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਦਿਆਂਗੇ ਠੋਕ ਕੇ ਸੋਚ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਦਿਆਂਗੇ ਠੋਕ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਬਣੂਗਾ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ
We're trying to get around here right now, but some of these guys are trailing us. I don't know why exactly. I know it's kind of intimidation tactics, but I'm not exactly, it's kind of. Let's show these folks. Yeah. Right.
ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਬਣੂਗਾ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਬਣੂਗਾ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ
Can I ask why you're following us?
ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ
Why are you following us? Well, we're getting a great escort now around the perimeter. We're just trying to talk to some folks. Looks like there's some chole. Chole. They're eating chole. Well, that's good. How's the food? How's the food? Wow. All right. What can you do here? Oh, we have a caravan of people. Why are these people following us? Why are these guys following us? Why are you guys following us? We're just trying to do our job. Why are these guys following us? Let's go around. I brought some friends for you guys to hang out with.
Talk to you, bro. Just leave.
What are you saying, buddy?
Talk to you. Nobody want to talk.
I don't want to say anything. Well, we are trying to get aside of this perimeter, but they are trying to take over the broadcast, so we'll try to walk this way.
ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ
Let's go in here.
ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ
Get away from me, man. Get this guy away from me. I'm going to talk to some people here.
ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਗਲੀ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਗਲੀ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚ
You can see how dense this crowd is. It goes back a few layers here.
ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ
What is your problem?
ਮੋਦੀ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ
What is your problem? Why can't I talk to you? What is your problem? Show the cameras here. This guy's threatening us. Now, this 16-year-old, 15-year-old kid's threatening us. He's being abusive. It's uncalled for. Whatever, man. Whatever. How are you guys? Yeah, I mean, I will say this. The crowd is seemingly like 80% men, I would say, maybe 85% men. There are some women here, but very far and few between.
ਪੈਰਾਂ ਦੇਾਂਗੇ ਠੋਕ ਕੇ ਨਿੱਜਰ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੋਚ ਤੇ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਦੇਾਂਗੇ ਠੋਕ ਕੇ ਗਲੀ ਗਲੀ में शोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है गली गली में शोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है लेके रहांगे खालिस्तान दिल्ली बढ़ूंगा खालिस्तान पंजाब बढ़ूंगा खालिस्तान गली गली में शोर है मोदी
So, how long you been waiting in line for?
Like 3 hours.
3 hours.
चोर मोदी कुत्ता
चोर
मोदी कुत्ता
Where'd you come from?
Fresno.
Fresno.
Yeah.
मोदी कुत्ता चोर मोदी डॉगी मोदी कुत्ता
All right. Thank you. How are you, buddy? Which outlet are you with?
I'm Instagram. No. India has committed genocide against the Sikhs, and this is the response that we're giving. Every single Sikh has come out today to give an answer. Modi, Doval, Amit Shah killed Niger, tried to kill Pannu, and the Sikhs have had enough of this. We're not gonna stop. Khalistan! 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 They said to us that the Sikhs and the Khalistanis are a fringe movement. Is this a fringe movement? Are we just a couple of people sitting in a basement? No! Every single Sikh, whether you're born here, whether you're educated, whether you're from India, we demand Khalistan! India is a terrorist state. They look and kill Sikhs. We're not going to accept that. Khalistan! Khalistan! Modi ko chor hai!
मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी चोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है
Well, you are seeing raw, uncensored, live coverage here in San Francisco. We're at the Civic Center, right skirts of San Francisco City Hall. The very famous Bill Graham Civic Auditorium is right here. To our right and to our left is really where folks are lining up to vote for the Khalistan referendum. Vikramjit, tell us has the crowd been what you expected? Do you expect this? What are the numbers today?
It's gonna be over 100,000 people.
100,000 people. Wow.
The more buses coming, almost 100 more buses coming from Sacramento, Fresno. Even people came from Seattle. It's a huge crowd. The actual number, the PRC Commission gonna announce. Yeah, after 5 they can announce the number. Yeah.
Tell me, what is your message here? What are you trying to accomplish? This is the issue here, is that these guys are trying to...
मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी कुत्ता
Okay.
मोदी कुत्ता
You guys are...
मोदी कुत्ता चोर है अभी चोर है
So why doesn't anyone want to tell me data?
मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी कुत्ता गली गली में
Well, again, so what's happening now is we have a couple of guys here who are not allowing other folks to talk, which is unfortunate. But, you know, that is the nature of what's going on. To be frank, I have not seen any mainstream media here at all, which is kind of astonishing given the crowd. Now, there are not 100,000 people here, but there will certainly, if there are more people that come, I think it could turn out to be tens of thousands. I think that would be very clear. But how many? It's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge.
मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है लेके रहांगे खालिस्तान तुसी की चाहंदे खालिस्तान तुसी की चाहंदे
What brought you here as an administrator?
Oh, I got on Craigslist.
Oh, you got on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're here, have you been administering the ballots?
Yes.
And so how many people did you see?
Like hundreds, thousands. It's insane.
Just one question on the ballot?
Yes, exactly.
Just asking about the Khalistan state, yes or no?
Yeah, it's just one question. Yeah.
Seems like it's going on all day, so.
I actually have to get back, so.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
खालिस्तान 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 पैरा देंगे ठोक के गली में शोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है गली में शोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है खालिस्तान
For folks who don't understand the dynamics that we're dealing with here, this is part of the reason that modern day journalism is so challenging, because you have folks here that are trying to interrupt our ability to news gather, and we just want to talk to people. But if these guys are yelling in our ears and telling people what to say, that's what the challenge is. And then again, we got guys with bullhorns out here. But we have now kind of taken a full half lap. What brought you ladies here today? What brought you out here today? What brought you here today?
We are here for Khalistan. Khalistan.
Where are you from? Where do you live now?
Bay Area. Fremont. Yes.
These guys obviously don't want us to actually conduct interviews. Take a look at the flags here. Well, I mean, I do appreciate that we have kind of an entourage now of people screaming and yelling. Maybe we can get them to say something else. How about go 49ers? I don't know. You know, there is a big game going on, which we'll be focused on in a little bit. But meanwhile, now we'll take a look. We have, these are like food trucks. These are food trucks here. These are food trucks here, and then we have some self-storage here boxes. Oh, that looks good. You want to talk? Nene, I'm okay. Thank you, Gene. Nene, I'm okay. Thank you, Gene. I've had too much Matai. No, I want to talk to him.
No, don't talk.
Nene, thank you, Gene. Thank you, Gene. I'm okay. I'm okay. I've had many Matai. Nene, we're okay. Thank you, Gene. Well, take a look. They are serving sweets out here. You know, if there's one thing about Punjabis, my people, we like to eat. So there's a nice spread here full of Matai and good stuff here. I see some guys from the Stockton Gurdwara here. Volunteers from up and down the state. Pretty nice spread, though, I must say.
स्वाद आ गया गली गली में चोर है 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 कुत्ता चोर है गली गली में चोर है मोदी कुत्ता चोर है खालिस्तान खालिस्तान
This guy's been harassing me up and down here.
Khalistan!
Part of the event?
I'm impressed.
I'm just asking if you're part of the event.
I'm not.
Okay. So what's the issue?
This guy's been following us and making threats towards me since we came around the loop. I'm just telling you, this guy with the champion shirt. We're live broadcasting. This is live. I'm just saying
Nice to meet you.
that, you know, I could use...
Would you like me to get you SFPD?
I'm okay as long as this gentleman who's been kind of following, and some of these guys have been following us for a while, but you know, they're not letting us interact. We just want to talk to people, but it's fine. I'm just talking about you, sir. You're a kid, but just stay away from me. Just stay away from me. That's fine. The rest of you guys can do whatever you want. That guy's got to stay away from me. That's it. I'm not going to take being harassed the whole time.
Make sure you get my good side. Of course.
He's inciting people.
Just go that way. I think they'll probably.
I did. They just followed me all the way around just now. It is what it is. That's fine. Again, this is live. It's raw, and we got all these people here. I mean, everything.
No, if at some point you feel threatened for your safety, I'm talking to you, not the mic. But if you feel threatened for your safety, let us know. We can get you SFPD.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm a native. I should be okay. But I just. By the way, how many people do you expect to be here? Do you have a permanent number of how many people will be here?
I'm not entirely sure on the number that showed up. I believe their permit might have been somewhere around 2,500.
2,500. Okay. I think there's more than that here.
I've got 10 fingers and toes. So.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You guys have a good day.
Thanks. You too. What is your name, sir? What is your name? What? I need to know your name. If you're going to follow me the whole time, what is your name? What is your name? Where are you from? Well, it's a good thing that we're just at a huge loop around here. And some of the entourage. I think it's pretty clear based on the numbers that we see, there's likely 5,000 to 10,000 people here. I think that's pretty clear. Now the park ranger just said they have a permit for 2,500. I think that seems very small. All right, now we're walking on the far end. Khalistan! 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 All right. Khalistan! Khalistan! Goti media! Goti media! Goti media! Goti media! Goti media! Goti media! Khalistan! Khalistan! I no longer want you guys to follow me around. Khalistan! Okay, let's focus on these guys. This guy, this guy, this guy, all following us around for no reason. But these are the troublemakers here. What are you guys why are you guys afraid to talk to us? Why are you afraid for us to talk to people? Why are you guys afraid for us to talk to people? Well, the last 15 or 20 minutes, these guys have been following us around, which is unfortunate, but it's understandable because a lot of these folks are impassioned by this issue and they don't want to hear any questions about their motives or what's going on here. Well, hopefully they're going to run out of energy here soon. You can see why this issue is so contentious because you have a lot of folks that appear to be first-generation immigrants that are here from India, and some of these wedge issues between the community in India are being brought here to the United States, and so this is why you can tell the Indian government is certainly taking a look at what's going on at these different Khalistan rallies around the United States as well as in Canada. They also have different rallies in Australia and in the UK. But this is a pretty significant turnout here in San Francisco. It's been planned, it's been organized. Certainly the crowd has grown, but it's not filled up the full Civic Center, right? If you see, look, you've got barricades, you've got caution tape, you have the capacity to accommodate potentially 50,000 people, but I don't think that's the crowd. But are we at maybe 10,000 people? That's, I think, entirely possible. Certainly I've been told that there will have more folks here coming here. Let's go back to the and get a final look at the voting center here. Hey, ma'am, ma'am, we're here today. What brought you here today?
I'm just visiting from the UK.
Just visiting the UK.
Yeah.
What do you make of this issue?
This
is the best decision, bro.
Yeah.
This is the best decision.
You came from Stockton? This guy's telling everybody not to talk to us, which is understandable. You want to talk to him? Did you get a chance to vote yet?
Huh? Not yet.
Not yet.
A lot of people here, man.
Yeah, where'd you come from?
Modi kutta chor hai. Hell yeah.
Where'd you?
Hey, fuck that nigga Modi, man. I swear to God, I'm my mama, nigga. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga.
All right. Well, this is a little bit more outlandish than the previous Khalistan rallies we've covered, but it's basically 85% male crowd that are here. I know it's funny. It's ridiculous. How's everything going today?
Very fantastic, boss. Very
How many
fantastic.
people do you think are here?
How many you think? How
At
think?
least 10 to 15,000 people at this point.
That's what the issue is there. That's what the Indian government think. That's what the Indian government said. These are fringe elements. So you can see a fringe elements over here. That's what all I want to say. How many people are there?
Yeah. So what happens from here after this vote is taken? What's the next step?
Do you think? What
I mean, I'm not involved, so what?
you are not involved, let me clear you. This referendum votes are for the freedom of Punjab session of Punjab balkanized India. So that's the next step. India has to be balkanized to give a freedom to Punjab.
And how does that happen? Does that happen peacefully, or is that not?
What do you think? The people are killing to each other? What are you seeing?
No, I'm talking about in India. I'm talking about in.
We know, hey, welcome to you. Why here?
No.
Okay.
What are you seeing
No,
over
but when
here?
you say balkanized, that kind of connotes, a violent movement, right? Yes or no?
How does you think that a balkanized mean killing people?
Anytime you're,
Do
it
you
leads
think
to
like
something.
Indians think balkanization means people?
You know the history of India. It's been very violent during the partition,
That's
right?
Indian history. Whatever you're saying to us, that's Indian history. If you ask for a freedom, India will kill you. If you ask for your right, India will kill you. That's not a real picture. People in this country do a protest. They do a protest against the presidents of America. They never get any seditions. How does Indian get sedition when they go against a Modi?
Well, I mean, but some of these people are literally, or these guys are using bad language towards the prime minister. I mean, we have video of these guys.
There's their freedom of speech. What's the issue?
But if you're making threat, but if people are making threats, that is another thing.
No one is making threat. Let me clear you with one thing. Modi is a prime minister of India. Do you believe or not?
I think he is, yes.
100%?
100%.
Okay. Who made him a prime minister? The Constitution of India or someone else?
Voted him in.
So do you think that a constitution doesn't make him a prime minister?
There is a constitution of India.
No,
yes.
just say it on
I'm not, so I don't know how it all works. But I believe there's a constitution. I'm not Indian. I wish. I'm not. I'm not.
You are.
How do you know what I am? I know. You don't know me.
I know. ਇਹਨੇ ਲਾਈ ਸੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੀ ਐਮਬੈਸੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਗ ਲੱਗੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਭੈਣ ਚੋਦ ਨੇ ਲਾਈ ਸੀ
What's your name, buddy? What's your name?
your father
What's your name?
ਬਾਮਨ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ ਬਾਮਨ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ
Well, you've seen the organizers here. Some of them are lucid. These things are lucid here.
Fuck your Modi ਕੁੱਤਾ ਚੋਰ ਹੈ Fuck your Modi ਚੋਰ ਹੈ Fuck your Modi Khalistan Fuck your Modi Khalistan Fuck your Modi Khalistan
All righty. Well, here we are outside of San Francisco City. Take a final shot here. Voting center. Pat are quite.
You are actually not a welcome here more. So people angry right now. No. Don't go in the crowd. You can interview with the people. Sign the people say.
We've done what we can do. These guys have been all around. This has been threatening us. We literally have video half an hour of these guys following us around. Listen, I could call San Francisco police, but I don't need to because I'm a local and I'm Punjabi, so I'm not afraid of all this. You understand? So just stay away from me. And okay?
Thank you very much. You guys come here. Thank you. Thank you guys very much. You come here, but I advise you over there. You can.
I've already come here to do my coverage. You guys. By the way, area I can walk around finally. This whole thing is a sidewalk. It's a public right of. The public. No. Understand American laws. This is all public sidewalk. No. I paid it too. I'm from here. All right. It's ridiculous. Why? Or what? Or what? Or what? Or what?
We'll talk about next time when you come. Next time.
What's your name?
Come up here. I'm gonna tell you. Not today. Not today.
I appreciate the threat from you and the other guys here. You guys can't handle an actual conversation. You understand that? Yeah. We're going to go to the other side of the street because these guys just don't want us to deal with this. Excuse me, buddy. All right. All right, well, here we are. Street, San Francisco, right in front of San Francisco City Hall. We have a whole bunch of people here on the steps, relaxing, mingling. We have some cars passing by. These folks have taken up kind of the full right of way. This suck that is public. But we've done what we can do here. We're just here to cover, get some perspectives. Obviously, folks don't like the fact that we're just kind of shining a camera on this. We haven't really much of commentary. They certainly did fill in the gaps. I don't like the fact that we're being called propaganda by some of these guys, but if they don't want to handle some of the very real accusations and situations that have taken place, the Khalistan movement is not just strictly about. There has been some real initiatives that have been violent, and we're not people being involved in some of that stuff in the past, but it's very serious. And this is part of the reason why the U.S. government, the Canadian government, the American government are all paying attention to this movement, and there are significant geopolitical ramifications. Meanwhile, we have a largely male crowd here. There are some families here as well, but it's a very these folks clearly are not looking for dialogue. There's a few people who are very kind enough to give us some of their thoughts, but the rest of these guys were just kind of yelling at us for the last 45 minutes. So there's only so much of that anyone wants to take, and those of us who are out here in the field doing reporting, I guess this is just kind of the rite of passage, being in the public eye. But anyhow. We're going to wrap it up with some final images here in San Francisco.